The NFL draft took place and a prank call was put into Shador Sanders. Now, did this man that you see on your screen take responsibility for the call? Him? For his involvement? We're going to talk about the punishment that should be held out for those that were involved right after this. Stay tuned. This is going to be a good one. All right, for those of you who do not know this man on the screen, you will after today. His name is Jeff Albrecht, and his son's name is Jax Albrecht, and they were involved in the prank. Both of them involved to different degrees. Let's talk about if they took responsibility for what took place over the weekend. Now, we all know that it was a very hard weekend for Shador Sanders, and we're going to talk about that today because what took place with Shador was, firsthand collusion by the NFL owners. Don't you think? Or do you disagree? I do want to hear from you. But him falling in the draft to nearly 144 is ridiculous, especially with the quarterbacks that were drafted before him, the relationships and everything that he did prior to this. It was certainly a message that they were sending prior. But before we get into that, let's talk about the prank call. The prank call was made by this gentleman's son. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he is the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. Let's go ahead and read a little bit of the article. Shador Sanders was pranked by the son of an Atlanta Falcon coach during the draft. The 21-year-old son of the Atlanta Falcon defensive coordinator pranked NFL hopeful Shador Sanders to say he had been drafted during his stunning fall from a top prospect to fifth-round selection. Jax Albrecht, whose dad, Jeff, works for the Falcons, called Sanders on Friday night and claimed to be a New Orleans Saints general manager, Mickey Loomis, telling Sanders he had been drafted. Can you believe that? The younger Albrecht saw Sanders' contact info on his dad's iPad and wrote it down, intending to deceive the Colorado University's quarterback. The Atlanta Falcons said in a statement Sunday, Jeff Albrecht did not know about his son's plan. The team said, of course, I didn't expect that he did. However, I want to know, is he taking responsibility for what took place? I mean, we all have jobs, right? And when you're on jobs, you have clients' sensitive information, you have data. We all go through policy information, right? Where they don't want you to open certain emails, right? Like pirate emails where they can jump into your system, much less the same. How are their contact information readily available for people to obviously steal? And who else has this information if he's able to get it? All right. The Atlanta Falcons do not condone this behavior and send our sincere apologies to Shador Sanders and his family, who have been in contact with to apologize to, as well as facilitate a apology directly from Jax to the Sanders family. The Falcons statement said. Jax Albrecht issues a statement and apology publicly to Sanders, calling the act completely inexcusable, embarrassing, and shameful. Yeah, it's all of that. Yeah, and they should definitely double down on this as well. You know why? Because players have been fined for ridiculous reasons for the last decade of the NFL. So for something like this to take place on a draft night, right, really compromises the whole draft program. right? So for moving forward, things need to be done much different in a confidential kind of manner. I am so sorry I took away from your moment. It was selfish and childish, Albrecht said, but was it? It was all laughs and giggles. I'm sure that it was. And you were doubling down on the already punishment that this young man was going through by not being drafted in the first round. Now here you are want to play cowboy. I think some punishment should be handed out to them. Now, what kind of punishment? You guys let me know. Should it be a fine? Should it be a fine? Quite possibly. Okay. We all know. Let's see here. Sanders drop even drew the attention of. Yeah, we already know all of that. But what took place here is absolutely ridiculous. And I 100% believe that the Atlanta Falcons should be fined for what took place. You know what? Let me pull up. Yeah, because we're talking about this. Let's pull up some of the fines that have taken place. Yeah, here we go. Right? Over the years, all right, fines number one collected are donated to the Professional Athletes Foundation to support legends in need and the NFL Foundation to further support the health, safety, and wellness of athletes across all levels, including youth football and communities that support the game. Great. So fines and everything goes to great causes. Let's fine them so the money can go right there. Since 2011, about $4 million a year has been used to support these worthy causes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, physical contact with officials here. Woo. Okay, big money. Big money. Big money. All right, striking. All right, kneeling, horse collar tackle. Okay, I understand it. Face masking, leg whip, late hit. Okay, all right. Impermissible use of helmet launching. Okay, hit on defenseless player. These are some fines here. Fighting. Oh, gets up there, right? Unsportsmanlike conduct. Few things here, right? Foreign substance on body. That's an ill one. It's kind of somebody explain that to me or not explain it to me. I don't know. Personal messages. And gang signs. You will be suspended. Now they need to, for those that are working for the NFL, they need to have their violations as well, because this is definitely a corporate violation. This is a corporate violation. Don't you think? Don't you agree? Right? That should be investigated and should also be punishable and possibly in court. Absolutely. Was information not stolen? Information was stolen and used. If it was a fire alarm, if it was something else doing prank calls at banks or anyone else, it would be thoroughly investigated. This is the National Football League. And here you go with college kids obtaining private information, doing what they want. What other kind of information do they have? Who else has the information? So this is not a topic that should just go away. We should discuss this, and it should be talked about on ESPN. So for everything that Shedeur Sanders went through this past weekend, this was something added that he should not have went through, and therefore the NFL, who he is, he's now a member of, right, should do their best to make sure that their new member, right, and members after him getting drafted into the NFL feel more safe on NFL night. This was intrusive. It was ridiculous, and someone should definitely be suspended. Maybe the defensive coordinator should be suspended here for a few weeks, right, off the field for what took place. Since the NFL is all about handing out fines and being a military kind of association, right? No nonsense. This is something that I believe they should definitely take a no nonsense hand at. What do you guys think? All right. I want to hear from you. Make sure you guys comment. Appreciate you guys checking in. And until the next time, family. Peace.